Hello, my gorgeous ones. Hello, hello, hello. We are doing some past lives readings today. So this should be very interesting and this should be very fun. But we'll wait for a couple of people to join us here. Na, 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 na. Ba, ba. Do, 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 do. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Hello. Hi, Monique, sweetheart. Hi. Hey everybody, hi Ozan. Hi. Oh, hi Jen, sweetheart. Hello, hi Lar. I cannot pronounce your name, I'm sorry. Jen, good morning, Jen, good morning. Oh, Monique, I was so sad I missed my turn yesterday. There is only one of me, my sweetheart. I wish there were, well, to be honest, we're training a lot more of me. So we'll get there, but don't worry, we'll keep trying. We'll get there, we'll get there. Hello, hello, come on in, hi. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, so today we are doing some past lives as well. Now these are for 3 individual ladies that we are doing this for today. Hello, Laura, sweetheart. Hi, honey bun. So we are doing these past lives for 3 of these individuals today. Now, I do just want to put out there that just because your name has not been chosen for this past life reading for today, there is still much that you can learn, even though it's another individual's life, because we can all learn from our own experiences. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of go through this and see what we learned today. Jen, I must have known I needed to wake up early today. Right, because it's like 5 a.m. over there. Holy jeez. Girl, I would have totally watched this later. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, so just for those of you who are watching, who have, if you've not seen one of my past live readings before, they're a little bit different. Because what I do is I'm literally speaking to your heart and I'm speaking to your spirit. And what I do is I just basically ask them, I'm like, hey, what life do you want to show this individual first? Okay, what is the message that you want to get across, or what is the lesson that you want? And I don't go through kind of like, oh yeah, you were this, you were that, you were that. No, I literally speak to your spirit, and it's coming from a first person's point of view, and of course learning the lesson within this life too, and how we can move forward from it. So if you're enjoying this past life reading, and if you would like one, we won't be doing it today on this live. However, I do recommend that you simply post to my profile and just let me know that you'd like a past life reading and why you would like a past life reading. Why do you believe that this reading is going to help, right? Because again, when it comes to my readings, I don't play. There's always a purpose behind them and a way for you to develop within them as well. Monique, yes, sweetheart, the names are already picked out, but you can still learn a lot though, right? So you can kind of see exactly how I do these readings and whether it's something that you'd want in it anyway, right? Okay, so first reading we are going to go through. This one is for Laura, Arunsta Alva. So Laura, this one is for you. And again, this comes from a first person point of view. Arunsta had a little bit of at the very end, so I may have, you know what, I'm not going to censor anything. I'm going to literally say it how it was written. So I'm going to read out what was written here, and then we're going to go through the lesson and get a little bit more insight as to what lessons this could of course happen. Molly, I'm so glad you're on and I caught your live. Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Molly. Hopefully we will learn a lot today. So let's get started. So this is again for Laura Arunsta Alva. The year is 1849 to 1881. Okay, so 1849 to 1881. In this lifetime, I was a sailor on the Royal Navy's ships in Switzerland. My name was Derkov. I had a Swedish accent that was killer with the ladies. I spoke 4 different languages and spoke fluently and freely. I made my way into the hearts of many women and also into their loins. I was handsome, tall with smooth olive skin and brown eyes, with a smile so white and bright that no one dared to look at me, as they would have been blinded by the shine of my smile. Your spirit's so sweet. I was, however, a hothead. I would constantly find myself in situations where Sorry about that. I would constantly find myself in situations... Again, sorry about that. Let's start over. I am so very sorry. Please give me just one moment, because I'm having an individual who is being very rude here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let's get back onto this one here. Sorry about that, my dears. All right, so where was we? Yes, I was, however, after we have just noted that Laura's past life was a very, very handsome Swedish Royal Navy soldier there. I was, however, a hothead. I would constantly find myself in situations where my temperament was put to the test. I fought many men in the name of love, or so I thought it was anyway. So sorry again. I felt the need to showcase my strength as a man constantly because I was always fighting my own heart and my own self. I was totally and completely out of control of my heart's desires and emotions. I didn't know where to go or what to do, so I always found solace and comfort in the arms of a woman. My father was abusive and my mother was a harlot. He would beat her, then go to work, and she would have the company of many men while he was gone. She didn't care about him, and she didn't care about me. She would allow her suitors to scold me and beat me, and make my life a living hell. When I was old enough, I made sure I never went back to that place of pain and misery again. But I let the past follow me wherever I went. I didn't understand that the meaning of life was love, peace, prosperity, and happiness. Sorry again. I died at the age of 32 from a gunshot wound to the heart. I was killed in a petty argument over a woman and her dress. I thought I was being quite chivalrous when she asked me to pay for it, and I told her I would pay with my cock. I was unaware that she had a revolver in her pocket. By the way, when I was doing this, I was just like, what? Why is she having a revolver? And apparently she was a prostitute, and you kind of messed up her dress. You wouldn't pay for it, so she took out her gun and shot you. The lesson I needed to learn from this life was that I cannot let the past rule my present. I cannot lose track of where I am because of where I was. So, that is what I have for you there, Laura. What are we learning from this, Laura? And how are we relating it to your life right now as we know? Well, in no way do I find you to be a hot-headed individual right now. You do not seem like you have that kind of temperament where you're just going here, there, and absolutely everywhere and being aggressive in any way. However, I think from the lesson that needed to be learned was literally, you cannot let the past rule your present. You cannot lose track of where you are because of where you've been. Right? And I know we have a lot of inner work to do. We have a lot of understanding that we need to come to. So Laura, that is your past life reading. And I hope you're going to get what you need out of it for today. So there you go, my dear. You were a horny sailor, but you had a hard life. A hard life. So let's learn from this one. Okay. We are going to move on to Jen McLaren, because you are, of course, awake, and it's just after 5 a.m. there over in Australia. So let's get this out of the way for yourself so that you can... You're very welcome, Laura, sweetheart. So let's get this out of the way so that you can go back to sleep. Okay. So Jen, the year was 1488. I do know when you died, but I didn't... you were Yeah, so it was 1488 to 1505. Okay? So, for yourself there, Jen. I was a seamstress. Oh, no, I need my glasses on this one. I was a seamstress in the later half of the century. By the time I was 14, I was a fully fledged dressmaker and found my way into the hearts of many clientele and customers. The dresses I made were rich in design, creative and beautiful. I would sew on daisies and flowers with intricate embroidery. My hands were small but strong, and I could sit there for hours sewing a pattern into my heart's designs. I was so very good at this. I was so good, in fact, that I never wanted to leave my makeshift studio. You see, I was so good at sewing because it took me away from the pain and suffering that my life had inflicted onto me. I was beaten and abused by my brothers and sisters. My father was deceased, and my mother was a client of mine, as she needed dresses to seduce her clientele. I am sorry, my dears. I am so sorry. I have an individual who keeps calling me right now and who is being very, very, very rude, even though I've said I am not available. So I apologize, but we will get that sorted. Hello, all of those who have joined us. Hello, hello, hello. I would just like to say, Michelle, I would love a reading. Wonderful. Tricola, wonderful. Charmaine, I would love to know. John, thank you. Charmaine, yes. For all of you that are there, and if you would like a past life reading, my past life readings are a little bit more in depth and in detail because I really take a lot of time to sit down and speak with your spirit and understand your life and the lessons that we're going through. It's like a transcript that I'm doing, like literally your spirit is sitting and telling me your story. So I don't do past life readings just randomly for anybody. So they are pre-picked individuals that I do these readings for, because again, it is a deep connection that I'm making with your spirit whilst I'm doing this. So if you would like a past life reading, please just post directly to my profile and just let me know that it's a past life reading that you'd like and the reason why you want it, so that when I can do another past life readings, then I will tag you in it and you'll know it's for you as well. So thank you ever so much for that so far. But anywho, getting back onto you there, Jen. So going back there, I'm just going to recap. So you see, I was so good at sewing because it took me away from the pain and suffering that my life had inflicted onto me. I was beaten and abused by my brothers and sisters. My father was deceased, and my mother was a client of mine, as she needed dresses to seduce her clientele. We grew up in a small town off of the coast of New Zealand. It was a hard life. From my birth, my father was never around. He took off when I was 8 and later died from illness. We only found out about his death when his debt collectors traced him back to our home. My mother was told that she would be burned alive if we did not pay. So I started to sew, and she started to whore. My brothers were drunken sailors who were useless. My sisters were in the trade of prostitution. I was left to care for the house and them. We made little money, and all that we made went to the money collectors. My studio was my saving grace. In there, I could get lost in patterns and the fabrics and the heart's desires. I didn't marry, as I didn't leave my house, my property. I didn't have friends because I was forced to work for my family. I didn't have much of a life because I didn't leave my environment. I died when I was 17 and a half. My brother brought home an illness that we had not seen before, and my body was weak from malnutrition. I caught a fever and I died the next morning. The lesson I needed to learn from this life was that my heart's desire is more important than my life's servitude. I could have ran, I could have left. I was left alone many times and I could have done this. But I chose to be with myself and I endured the beatings and ill treatment. I was in fear of my life, both in the house and outside of the house. Trapped. So, Jen, that is a pretty... I'm not gonna lie, it hurt my heart when I was reading this, because I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good life, you know, she's a seamstress, what's gonna happen? How did she progress? How did she develop? Just to know that you were trapped. You were trapped. And I want you to look at this life, Jen, and see, your spirit wanted you to know this life right now. Wanted you to know about this life right now. How can you relate your life now to the life that is here? Well, I definitely know that you may not be trapped in your house or your property, and you could go very many places. But one thing I do know, Jen, is that you are currently trapped in your mind. It keeps you safe, yet it keeps you trapped. Just the same way prison keeps you safe and trapped. Just think about it. You go to prison, and yeah, you're really safe, because if you're in solitary confinement and there's 4 walls around you, you're not going anywhere, nobody's hurting you. But it's no life. It's no life to live. I'm sorry, you guys. One moment. I'm so sorry. Sorry, this individual is being very, 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 very rude. Continually calling without getting... like, I'm live, honestly. Sorry about that. So that is literally what is causing that delay. But if you bear with me one moment, I am going to get this going here. There we go. Okay, so... that is what I got for you there, my dear Jen. So I want you to again look at your life, look at your mind, and see what you can learn from this life that has gone through. Right? It was a short one, but it wasn't one that was full of experience and full of desire. It was simply full of hurt and full of running. Right? So let's stop running from this life and let's move forward. Okay, Crystal, hello. Crystal, you say, I know you have scheduled past life readings. If you get an open spot, I was wondering if any of mine were available to read. Crystal, my sweetheart, and for anybody else watching, it is a very specific kind of time. But what I can do, though, is I will take some names. So, you know what? Well, that's what we'll do. Instead of posting on my timeline, if you would like a past life reading, when I'm finished these readings, I'm going to take some names. And I'll put them on a list so that I know that next time I'm doing a reading, I will slot you guys in there. So don't worry about that. Teamer, do we have to heal from our past lives, or do we start new in this life and just heal from what we go through now? Teamer, that is a wonderful question. And the thing is, your past lives, depending on what it was, what went through, you will literally find that you can definitely bring trauma. And bring, I don't want to say a karmatic debt or anything like that, but you can bring trauma from your past life over to this one. Because we have to remember that our energy goes in cycles, right? It goes in cycles. When we experience something and we do not process that energy or learn our lesson, it comes back around, right? If it's something that's really big, it'll come back around more often. If it's something that's small, maybe it won't come around as often, but it will still always come around, because these are the patterns, right? So this was a lesson that, like all of these lives that I'm reading out, these are lessons that we need to address now. So you are absolutely right. We do definitely need to heal from our past lives if we cannot find the solution in this life, right? I definitely know I've had to do that. Before I woke up, I had intense trust issues, self-trust issues. I could not trust myself. I would always seek for confirmation, or not necessarily from confirmation from other opinions. Sorry, not necessarily from other opinions, but I would constantly try to prove myself wrong, because I would have a logical, sorry about that, I would have a logical kind of Sorry, I keep getting a mass amount of calls. I'm so sorry. Sorry about this. You guys, it's like... Okay, there we go. So yeah, we have literally so much... oh, see, I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. Sometimes when I get too many calls coming in, I'm like, "Rah!" So we'll have to go back to that one. But yes, we do have to heal from our past lives. Oh yes, that was it. I was just telling you, I couldn't trust myself, and I'd always try to disprove my own self. And that actually came, these trust issues for me came from my life as Nicholas Copernicus. That was my consciousness. I was Nicholas Copernicus. And basically, I was telling everybody that, yo, the earth does not, the sun does not revolve around the earth. The earth basically revolves around the sun, and there's planets in the solar system. However, everybody's just like, nah, you got to be wrong, because it was all about the church and the earth being the center of the universe. So what I did was I said, okay, well, if you think I'm wrong, I'm going to prove myself wrong. And that's where all my trust issues came from, right? And I was just like, so when I knew this, when I discovered that past life, and I went through with my spirit, with myself at the time, like, where did these trust issues come from? And it was because I literally died clutching my book that was published a little bit later. And to be honest with you, if I had published that book and it would have went out, the Catholic Church would have crucified me anyway. So I was literally, my trust issues of today came from that life as Copernicus. So as soon as I understood this, I was able to then fully trust myself and stop trying to disprove myself. So it really makes sense. Okay, let's have a look here. Gina, yes, you would love a past life reading. Okay, we will totally put that down. Jen, thank you, Kulipup. I think I need to rewatch and see what else I can get. Yes, please, sweetheart. Okay, wonderful. So let's have a look here. We've got one more past life reading to go through. And then what I can do is we can, then we can take some questions and queries if we've still got some time here. So let's get that done. So that was for yourself there, Jen. The last one is for Angie. Angie, I cannot pronounce your last name. Angie, I know Angie's told me her last name like literally a few times now, and I still can't seem to get it. So Angie, okay. Now this also comes from, I will just read this out here because Angie posted to my timeline requesting this past life reading. And so I'm just going to read you out what past life, sorry about that. I'm going to read you out exactly what Angie wrote to me and why she was asking this. Angie writes, if you have any extra downtime in the near future, I would very much enjoy a past life reading. Publicly is fine by me for learning purposes. My main objective is to find out why I am terrified of spiders. Many times I've geeked out and nearly killed myself over these damn things. They love getting in my car, and that's a disaster waiting to happen. So I'd like to correct this issue before I kill myself in a fiery crash. Also, could you kindly give me a frequency update, pretty please? Okay. Oh, Deborah. Oh, thank you, everybody, for commenting there. I'm going to get through to those in just a second. So that is why this is in response to, of course, Angie's request for this. Kaloje. Thank you, Angie. Kaloje. Oh my gosh. I'm so bad with your last name. It's unfreaking real. Okay. So Angie, you wanted to know your past life as to why you are the connection to spiders. So let's go into this past life. So, and Angie's spirit is named Riksho, and so this was Riksho telling me all about the traumatic experience that led to Angie's now deathly fear of spiders. Okay, so let's go through this one. It was a day, this is Riksha telling me, of course, it was a day of terror and excitement, pain and suffering. I was walking up a set of stairs. I was thinking about how and why I needed to get up the stairs. My hands were placed on the side step. I didn't think anything of it until I saw it. My eyes dilated and my pupils became wide with fear. On my leg, which was bare, I panicked, but was also in shock for a split second. I felt its fangs seep into my skin and pain swelled up my leg. It hurt so much. I screamed and yelled, the tears running down my face as this beast took a chunk out of my leg. It was hairy and its legs felt like little needles hitting my skin. Ugh. I ran, and in the excitement, I could no longer see it. I forever now am terrified of this creature. The creepiness they hold within them, the legs, the fangs, and the big bulge of the butt. I was bitten by a spider at the age of 4. It was a very large spider. It made a big bump, but it was harmless. I just flipped the hell out. Oh, Angie, that is literally why you have a fear of spiders, my sweetheart. I thought that was absolutely fabulous the way Rickshaw was telling this to me. I totally thought that it was going to be this massive, like, whoa, what happened? Did you die from a spider bite? What happened? And no, Angie, your past life is literally this life when you were 4 years old. You were bitten by a big ass spider, but to a 4-year-old, it looked like the beast from Harry Potter or something, like some tarantula. And from a 4-year-old's perspective, this was terrifying for you. But because you were 4, you never processed it. So of course you now have been carrying around the fear of a 4-year-old looking at this deathly spider, when really now, as an adult, you can look at it and just be like, it was a little wolf spider. It bit you. It bit you on the leg, scared you half to death. That is why you are scared of spiders, my sweetheart. So there is your past life in this life reading there, my dear. You also asked for a frequency check. You are currently at a PF 8.7 and an AF of 187,249. Your physical frequency has lowered a little bit there, and I don't want you to freak out, okay? Don't freak out. Don't think that you're taking massive steps back or anything like that. All this is, and I checked it out as I'm like, why has her frequency fallen in the physical? Not in the ethereal, but just in the physical. The reason your physical frequency has fell is simply because you are very tired. You're very tired. You're doing things that you don't want to do. All right? You're doing, like the majority of your day, you're doing things you don't want to do. You know, I know your job is very, very physically taxing and it's taking a lot of physical energy from you. All right? So again, I don't want you to panic and I don't want you to freak out. When you get some rest, proper rest, you know, and not just the kind of like, oh, you know, we're there on the weekend kind of thing. Nah, you need to get some proper rest. And you also need to continue on with your inner work. Okay? That is what it is. So again, I'm just like, I just didn't want you to panic. Okay? I just didn't want you to panic. You are okay. Ignore the frequency level for now and just simply keep going. Keep progressing. Don't look back. Don't think that this is a setback or anything like that. It is simply a matter of circumstance. Because when you're back on track, when you're right on rein, when your body is restful and in peace and you know there's no sickness going around, you know, the cold and the flu and everything, you're going to be just fine. All right? So I just want to be like, don't panic, because I know you kind of go in there. So what is your lesson to be learnt from this traumatic experience that you went through when you were 4? And I'm so sorry. It's just so sweet. I can feel your, like, I can see your face as you were when you were 4 years old going through this. And yes, you are absolutely terrified, but I just want to pick you up and just be like, oh, baby, you know, you're okay. You're okay. This is nothing to be super scared of. And bad spider, you know, like that kind of thing. So, sweetie, a bunch of hugs and kisses from me, and to cuddle you as well. How are you going to get through this? Or how are we going to get over this fear, my sweetheart? What I would like you to do is during your inner work, or just when you can take like 15 to 20 minutes for yourself, I want you to try to go back to that moment, okay? You were 4 years old. I don't know whose stairs you were walking up, whether they were your own stairs or somebody else's stairs or whatnot, but you were walking up some stairs, and I want you to take your mind back to that place, and I literally just want you to have a look. I just literally want you to have a look. So let's have a look here. I'm totally asking my mom if I was bitten by anything when I was little. You could totally ask her, but like I say, my sweetheart, it was a little spider bite. It was literally a little spider bite when you were 4. The worst thing that happened was literally, clearly the psychological trauma that went through. So if your mom doesn't remember this, I am not surprised, because I sure as hell don't remember it, you know, for my kids' spider bites. But it's the same way that, you know, when if you get stung by a bee when you're a kid and then forever you're just terrified of bees, it's the same thing. Now, proper rest isn't looking good. My job is going to be in peak season and I will be working 70 hours a week. Well, that's where your physical energy is going, sweetheart. That's literally where it's going. And I'm sure as shit you're not really like, yay, work! This is so exciting, this is so fun, I'm enjoying myself so much. Like, I know you're no doubt not feeling that way about work in the first place. So again, when circumstances get a little bit better, expect your frequency to rise. But just in the meantime, just be happy. Just rest when you can, as much as you can, and just don't focus too much on the frequency level for now. Because remember, I got you. You will not fall below the point of, you know, being harvested or anything. Not at all. I will continually keep you above that level, right? Because again, we've invested so much energy into your development and into your time and everything like that. I'm not letting that go to waste. So that's why I'm like, just don't worry about it, okay? Just take care of you in this moment, my sweetheart. Okay. All right. Angie, I will try. I have a hard time remembering much of my childhood. Yeah. There's a lot of memories that can be very, very suppressed. But you know what I will ask you to do there, Angie, is when you are ready to take 15 minutes and go back into this, I want you to just simply say out loud, Kulipup, can you help me remember? Okay? And what I will do is I will touch your shoulder with my energy, and we're going to help guide your focus back into it. So you're probably going to start seeing some visions, and just run with those visions, okay? Because those are our memories that we can start to unlock and uncover. Don't worry, I know this drill. I had to uncover a lot of suppressed memories myself, and I'm like, oh, yes, but once it's uncovered, then you're like, ah, yeah, I remember that now, and you can start putting the scenes together, so it's cool. Hi, Consuelo, sweetheart. Michelle, sorry, let me just have a look here and see. I've missed some comments now. That is the past life reading for today, but what I can do is I'm just going to go through some comments, and let's answer some questions and see what we got here. Okay, so Christine, I'm going to go through the comments a little bit later to make this. So again, if you want a past life reading, so please just put your name in the comments here. Or you can post directly on my profile. It's totally up to you. But put your name in the comments and just let me know that you do want a past life reading, and you can just let me know why you want the reading as well. That would be wonderful. Okay, so Laura, if you have time, could I also get a frequency update? Yeah, sure. Laura, physical frequency. 9.4 on your physical frequency. $148,298. Yes. So again, that's 9.4 on your physical and 148,298 on your ethereal, my sweetheart. Okay, and Jen, you would also like a frequency update, so let's have a look here. Jen's physical frequency is currently 8.6 or 8.9. 8 sorry, I got that reversed there. Not 8.6. Jen, your physical frequency is 8.9. Your ethereal frequency is oh, sorry, I'm getting very heavy. 8.9. 2, 5, 7, 3, 4, 10.1. Yes. Yes, okay. So, again, that is, what did I just say there? 8.9. 8.9 with a ethereal frequency of 257,341. Alrighty, there you go, my sweetheart. Okay, let's have a look here. So let's get down here. So Michelle, dearest Ness, can you please help shine some light on my present time struggle with self-love and the asthma that I have suffered all my life? I feel that I have been making amends my whole life. Sorry, let's get this back. I feel that I have been making amends my whole life due to my past. I feel I have made enormous progress due to my past experiences, but it also feels like my daughter may be carrying this pain and suffering as well. I'm happy to have a public session, dear Ness. How do I pass the next level? Ah, that is a very, very good question. Okay, so let's have a look here. Now, Michelle, sweetheart, let me talk to your spirit. 1 second. And we might as well, I've got like a good 20 minutes left anyway, so, you know, if anybody else has some more questions in, we might as well take this time and we'll see what we can do, all right? Michelle, I'm just going to talk to your spirit for a really hot, quick second here, and let's see what we can get done for you. Yep, I feel it. Okay. So, this is what I have for you at the moment, there, Michelle, my dear. Okay. So, what we'll do is, Michelle, because I know we have so much to go through, right? So I'm going to give you a kind of like a touch right now, and then what we can do is, if you want to go into a little bit more detail, then I'm going to suggest that you send me a message with more of the detail that you want to go through, and then we can have more of a public session there. So, Michelle, this is what your spirit has told me for you at the moment. She has not done enough inner work. She feels that she has processed most of what has happened, but there is still so much memory that needs to be uncovered. She is sick and tired of having to live through this, but there is so much that needs to be done in order to heal. I want her to go back and look into why she has forsaken herself so many times with this need to ask questions and then avoid the answers. She gains an answer but does not accept it and then continues to seek. She needs to come to conclusions. Sorry about that. She needs to come to conclusions and stick with them in order to move forward and strengthen her will. So basically what I'm totally getting from your spirit on this one is that you have still so very many questions. And you may have had the answers, but because you did not accept those answers, you kept seeking. However, it's like we keep seeking and seeking and seeking, but we're not finding the answer you're looking for because the answer is not what you're looking for. The answer has been given. We just didn't like it, so we kept shifting our focus. But it's there, right? Sorry, let me go back down here. So yeah, sorry, I thought that was a message from you there, my sweetheart. So that's basically what we're going for. Now you're saying that it's seeping into your daughter. Well, oh my goodness, yes. Have I literally over just the last few days, because not only was I doing my own inner work last week and this week too, but I got Kulipup to also do some inner work too. And the ability to transfer your emotional energy into another individual, or especially your child or your daughter, your children, right, is so incredibly powerful. So now don't get me wrong, Michelle, I'm in no way, shape or form saying that, like your negativity is seeping into your children. Nothing like that. However, this constant state of seeking but not finding, searching but not finding a conclusion does keep your energy in a constant loop and a constant cycle. And it can be overwhelming to some, to those around you. Because we have to remember, you're a powerful empath. So this confusion that is continually going through you is being absorbed by other individuals, by your daughter, who is also an empath, right? So yes, I want you to take that on board, but I don't want you to be in any fear or anything. All this means is that you kind of just got to go back to square one here. You got to go back with your inner work. You've looked at your past from one perspective, right? I want you to try to look at it from another perspective now. You're going to get the same answers come back to you, but if you're looking at it from another perspective, we can try to find more understanding and more acceptance of what it is. Because when you accept it, then we can start to move forward, right? Because when we have suffered so much abuse, what triggers these feelings that continually reoccur is the circumstances that literally are reproducing the abuse, but not physically. So for example, if you were abandoned as a child, right, which then if you were abandoned, or if you didn't feel that love from your parents, the people who were giving you care, and with that led to the emotion of abandonment. Now, normally what that happens when people have these emotions of abandonment, that means that they try really, really hard to please people around them, because their deepest fear is that these people around them are going to abandon them, and they don't want that because their parents abandoned them, right? So because you have this deep-seated fear of abandonment, anytime somebody in this time now, even though you can't even remember this or you've not processed it, but if somebody now behaves in a way that may even come close to abandoning, like, where they didn't accept you, it will trigger these feelings of abandonment. Now, although you're not being abandoned now, because you're grown and everything like that, and you are a strong woman in your own right and in your own world, but we are still getting our energy triggered by this, so it still feels like a repetition of the abuse, when really it is not. So to stop it, we can accept our past, we can accept what has happened, but we need to then stop it from happening again in this now moment in order to move past it. But you literally cannot move past it until you understand it, until you've processed it, until you have accepted it, right? But again, if we don't accept the answers that we're getting and we keep searching and keep looking, then we still remain in this lack of acceptance, and then we can't move on. So that's what I got for you on that one, my sweetheart. Okay, so let's have a, and then yes, please message me if you have, if you want to go into, of course, more detail with this. Okay, so let's have a look here. Rupal, you'd love to know about your past. Excellent, sweetheart. We are going to try to get that done for you. So we'll put you on the list there. Okay. Oh, you're very welcome, Michelle, my sweetheart. You are very, very welcome. But we'll get through it, though. We'll get through it. There's a lot of trauma in the past, and it's going to take a lot to get through it, but we will. Okay. Right. Let's have a look here. I have a lot of individuals here saying that you'd love to remember your childhood, but you're getting nothing. I will say this. All you need to do is, when you are in a state of calm, of knowing, and you are having the purpose, the intent to remember your childhood and recall the things that you want, all I need you to do is say my name. Say my name and say, hey, Kulipup, can you help me remember my past, because I want to uncover the secrets that is held there, and I want to move forward. I want to develop. Can you help me? And literally, you will activate my energy, and I will place my hand on your shoulder, and my energy will help bring those memories to the surface, as long as you literally keep looking. So don't worry, don't worry. It's if you are going to do that, though, I do just want you to ensure that you are prepared for whatever comes through. All right? You have to be prepared, because there are some memories that we suppress because we are protecting ourselves, and we completely forget them so that we are protecting our psyche. Once you uncall these memories again, they will be there, and you will need to process some things. And the things that you're going to process can be very, very difficult. So again, if you want my help with recalling your memories, please ensure that you are in a position of understanding, so that you can process this and not let any, if there has been trauma or neglect or abuse that has happened to you in the past that you've literally been wiped, just got to make sure we're ready to process all of it, right? Just process as much as you can, and you will be in the knowledge. It can change your life. So please bear that in mind. Let's have a look here. Oh, Angie, you're very, very welcome, sweetheart. You're very welcome. I'm glad that you now understand why you have a big fear of spiders. Okay, so let's have a look here. Yep, everybody's looking for past life readings. That's wonderful. Natalie Cara, you say, I'd love a message or a reading. Natalie, let's have a look here. What does your heart want you to know right now? Okay. Natalia, sorry. Natalia. Let's connect to you, sweetheart. Okay, sorry, I'm just getting it. Okay. Mm. Okay. So, well, how has she been doing? Oh, let me see here. Mm. Okay, so Natalia, this is what I got. This is the discussion that I've literally just had with your guide right here. Now, you may look at this and just be like, what? But don't worry, at the end I'm going to totally tell you why I'm saying these things, or why this message has been given to you. So Natalie, this is your guide to you. I would like to tell Natalia, sorry, Natalia, not Natalie. I would like to tell Natalia that she needs to do more inner work and understand why she has so many insecurities regarding her self-worth and image. She knows she is beautiful and gorgeous, but still criticizes herself both outer and inner. We need to get past this to elevate. She puts on a brave face, but lets the pain fester underneath the surface. So, with that, Natalia, the feeling that I'm getting from your guide as you are telling me this is, sorry, as they are telling me this, is that literally you can definitely, you can put on that brave face. You can, you know, you do yourself up. You look fabulous. You're like, yeah, I'm super cute and everything, which you are. You're stunning. And you're just be like, I'm great. I'm that. But it's like, you don't, that's the surface. That's the surface, that's the outer shell. Because really deep down in here, you're still fighting yourself. You're still fighting yourself in terms of your self-worth. You know, you still question your self-worth. And that leads on to your image. And it leads on to, of course, again, the criticism of both your inner and your outer self. Right? You criticize who you are on the inside. I'm not saying you're doing it super harshly or anything, but you're not quite happy, and thus creates the criticism on the outside. All right? So this is what your spirit wants you to do. Your spirit wants you to literally look inside yourself and sort this out, right? Come to the truth of what it is. Come to the truth of your being. Stop telling yourself you're beautiful and know that you are beautiful, right? It's just like in the Matrix movies. Remember when Morpheus was training Neo and he's just like, stop trying to hit me and hit me, you know, that kind of thing. That's what your spirit is trying to say. Stop telling yourself you're beautiful and know that you're beautiful, right? Stop criticizing yourself. Stop telling yourself, I'm a smart, beautiful woman, and know that you are a smart, beautiful woman. Know it. Feel it. Deep down. So that's what I got for you at the moment, Natalia. Okay, so let's have a look here. Martin, I love feeling the love. I kick out the negative and ingest the positive through my brain. Wonderful, sweetheart. Keep going. Keep going. Consuela, I am a masseur and I will start my voluntariat on Friday. I hope to do my best on people and to help. Yes, Consuela. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. What I'm going to suggest that you do, just because you're gonna be massaging people every day, right? I want you to do the following. Just try it. See what happens. As you are massaging the individual, I want you to imagine that there are very, very white, bright lights coming from your hand. Just imagine, just use your imagination. Just imagine that these white lights coming from your hand. And I want you to, as you are massaging the individual, I want you to say, muscles, you are relaxed. Muscles, you are relaxed. Nervous system, you are sleeping. You are loose. And every time you go onto their muscles, I want you to tell the back. Tell the muscles what you want them to do. I want you to even try doing this as well. I want you to tell the muscles, tell the person's body that they're going to sleep. I tell you, keep doing this, keep practicing that, and you're going to find that you're going to have clients who are going to come out there just going like, oh, I need a nap, I'm so relaxed, I'm absolutely happy. Because that's what I do when I give somebody a massage. I tell you that one. Every time I give somebody a massage, they go to sleep. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to heal you, so now go sleep so that my healing can take place. So Consuela, I want you to try that. Christine, can I get a frequency update too as well, please, sweet? Yes, of course you can. It's fun. Christine, let's have a look here. Christine, physical frequency of 8.7. 8.7. Sorry, 1 second. No. No. Sorry, Christine. Sorry. I'm just give me just 1 second there, sweetheart. You are currently at an ethereal frequency of, sorry, a physical frequency of 9.7 and an ethereal frequency of 56,483. That is your ethereal frequency, my dear. So 9.7 and 56,483. That is what we got for you there, my dear. Deborah, may I have a frequency update too? Yes, you can. Natalia, you say, what's a frequency update, please? My dear, if anybody is just like, what the hell is a frequency update and why are all these people asking for them? What I want you to do is I want you to head over to my group, which is Frequency 51, Personal Development for the Evolved Mankind. You'll learn a lot more about frequency and what it means. Also, but if you're just like, no, I don't actually want to join any groups or anything like that, or I want to go the fast way, then head over to my YouTube channel. And if you click on the playlists, you will see there is a Frequency 51 new members playlist. Click on that playlist, tell you all about frequency. And if you're just like, hey, where do I find your YouTube channel? Go right onto my profile and literally I have a link to it. So you should be able to just click YouTube channel and you'll get there as well. So that's what I want you to do, because frequency, that is a whole nother, that is a whole nother, another live there. Okay, so Deborah, frequency updates. So let's have a look here. Physical frequency. Hmm. .9? Okay, 0.9, my bad. Okay. I've got you down as an ethereal frequency of 176,432 with a physical frequency of 11.8. That is what I got for you there, please, my dear. Charles, you're asking for here, so frequency update, please. Please, please, and a past life for self-improvement and trauma recovery. All right, so Charles, we can do a frequency update right now, but of course the past lives, we're going to have to put you on the list there. Alrighty, so Charles, let's have a look Now, Charles, we've recently done some healing on you, so your physical frequency and your ethereal frequency are going to be really, really high. They are going to start to lower and taper down as your healing comes to completion. So we're gonna check it out, but again, the numbers may be very, very widely, just like, because again, I've pumped a lot of energy into you in order to kickstart your healing process. So let's have a look at that, though. Physical frequency for Charles. Let's get connected there, Charles. Oh yeah, it's really high. Million? Million or thousand? Okay. Or that's the combined AF as well, isn't it? Yes, okay. So, you've... Oh, sorry. Choking on my own. Hydrate. For everybody. Okay. At the moment, Charles, your frequency level at the moment is just very high. It's about 485 million. Okay? Again, you're going through healing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to say let's check that out after a couple of weeks so that we could get a more accurate, stable reading. But it's kind of like going, hey, check my hormone levels when you've got like literally hormone patches all over your body. So like, of course they're going to be really high. So that's basically what's happening there, my sweetheart. Okay. So, Virgin, you also want a frequency update? No, yeah, okay. Oh, healing. Okay, if I've recently done healing on anybody, or anything like that, your frequency is going to be really, really high. Virgin, I know I've done some healing on you, and I did it when you were sleeping as well. So you're currently at a frequency level of 548,000. So that's not going to really be very helpful for you. Okay. Kulipup, my lovely, is my frequency still the same, please? Just need to know if I've lowered. Herenly. Ah, Herenly, sweetheart. So, Susan, I currently got you at a physical frequency level of 11.9 with an ethereal frequency of 826,479. So that's what we've got there. I don't know what your last reading was on that one, but that's what your ethereal and is at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to move on to a few others because I know I can sit here for literally ages just giving frequency updates, so we're going to try to move on a little bit more. Tricola, let's have a look here. And by the way, my next live is literally going to be healing, okay? We're going to be, Susan, don't worry. Susan, don't worry, okay? Just because it's that is okay. It is okay, sweetheart. You are going to raise just fine. You're still just trying to find that frequency to propel you upwards. Don't worry, you're fine. Okay, and by the way, yes, so my next live session, which I'm going to be doing at 7 p.m., which is in about 54 minutes, I will be doing healings for anybody who wants it, but we're going to be doing it a little differently as well. So, If you are coming back in for that healing session, don't worry about your frequency or anything like that, because it's going to go way up anyway whilst we do that. So now let's have a look though. Tricola. Tricola, my dear, Tricola. Let's have a look. What do we need right now? So you've been struggling to move forward. Now, because I don't have context, what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally just speak to your spirit and see exactly what it is that they want to tell you at the moment. Okay, so, and Kat, you are in the way. This is where my keyboard goes. I literally have Shayla pushing my keyboard off but I love you. Okay, so Tricola. Love sleep. Okay. Agreed. Definitely agreed. But she's struggling right now. What is it we want to advise? Yep, I agree. Okay. So, Tricola, my dear, this is the message from your spirit. Okay. Oh, and I'm just correcting my own spelling so I could read this properly. So, Tricola, you say, I've been struggling to move forward, and this is what I've gotten for you. Again, from your guide. I would like her to know that she is my one and only. She is my heart, my love, and my life. If only she would access our power and start to win this game of life. I want her to stop focusing on her outward environment and focus more on her self-discovery, her meditations, her grounding, and her outer world will change drastically. She also needs to stop looking for answers outside of herself. This is why she is stuck right now. So this is very, very common that is happening right now, Tricola. Very, very common. Because with the raise in frequency of the world, of the energy just increasing, more people are finding that confusion. Life doesn't seem, the patterns that we are in no longer suit us. We can no longer stay in these patterns and be content with life, because the energy that is raising is forcing us to make a decision. Now, what's going on at the moment is you are going through this. You are feeling the frequency raise of the earth, and this is why things aren't moving. Nothing is shifting, or we have this feeling of stagnation and no progression. And it's because back in the day, sorry, you're going to see cat butt for a second there. I'm going to try to minimize that. Back in the day, we could literally go through a hard period in time, and we could just be like, you know what? Time heals all. Just wait it out and ride it out, and everything will be fine. Are you going to come up? You coming up? Okay. time is going to be fine, right? Just wait it out and everything will be okay. However, we are no longer at that time of waiting anything out and waiting for everything to be okay. No, if we don't make a change right now, things will simply just get worse. They won't get better, they will just get worse until literally our life ends, right? So there's no waiting it out and waiting for a sunny day anymore. We have to take action and we have to put our best foot forward and make better decisions for ourselves. So this is what I want you to do over the next, I'm going to give you 4 weeks, okay? I'm going to give you a 4-week challenge, and by all means, if anybody else is also feeling the way Tricola is feeling in terms of being stuck in stagnation and not moving forward, whether that be in life, in the material, or spiritually, or within yourself, or anything like that, this is what I would like you to do. Step 1, I want you to take a fast, all right? Fast from all of the distractions that are around you, right? If you find that you are consistently on social media, constantly scrolling, constantly commenting, constantly involved, I want you to turn it down and reduce that to no more than like an hour a day. But otherwise, turn it off, right? You cannot discover yourself if you are constantly distracted. So I'm just using social media as an example. If you are addicted to TV, if you're addicted to just magazines or whatever that literally distracts you, turn it off, all right? Turn it off or heavily reduce the amount of time that you are focusing on these things. Step number 2, I want you to complete a minimum of 30 minutes of meditation every single day. 30 minutes of meditation. We cannot discover ourselves if we do not look inside ourselves. We cannot look inside ourselves if we do not literally make the effort to focus and listen. All right? That is where you will find direction. Right here is where you will find the direction that you need in order to get out of this and navigate life fully. So again, 30 minutes of meditation, and we need to make a commitment to do this, you guys. If we start and you're in there for 5 minutes and you're like, this is too hard, I can't meditate, and then you literally turn the TV on or you go back to your social media, then what are we going to do with that? You have to want to do it. You have to want to do it. You have to want to discover more about yourself. And just know that, hey, if you're in there for 5 minutes and you're just like, I'm too frustrated, I can't think, I can't focus. Okay, fair enough. Then approach it in a different way. Whatever you can do, you got to do it. Again, I found it really difficult to sit with myself when I was starting this process because my mind was always so busy. I found it so difficult to sit with myself. So instead, I just got an eyelash in my eye. So instead what I did was I said, okay, well, the whole point of meditation is to hone my focus. So let me train myself to focus on something I'm interested in. So I did guided meditations. I found that those to be boring. I didn't really want to imagine I was in a meadow with flowers or anything like that. And I'm like, this is really boring. This is, sorry, I still have this eyelash in my eye. This is really boring. But what I do like is I love music. So I literally created a musical playlist where I would just get lost in the music. Well, maybe not a playlist, but I had like a good set of songs that I would listen to, and I would just make sure I was focusing only on that music in instrumentals, so that I could literally focus my mind. Then I did mantras. I would sit there for 15 minutes repeating the same phrase over and over and over again to focus my mind. Now, once I did that, then when I went back to sit with myself in silence, I found that my mind could be in silence. That I could focus on whatever it was I wanted to focus on because I went through that training. And so it was no longer difficult to be in meditation for half an hour. It wasn't difficult to be in it for an hour. And I now can say that I'm in a meditative state for at least 23.5 hours every single day. Because I am focused. I'm in control of my mind, even when I'm awake, even when I'm doing these readings, doing everything. My mind is focused on whatever I want to think about. And that is what meditation does. Right? So, again, cut off the distractions. Meditate a minimum of 30 minutes every single day. Okay? Hone that focus. I want you to try 30 minutes of grounding. Grounding, and it's winter time now. For those of you who are in my neck of the woods, I know for some of you it's more warm and balmy, but either way. But if you can, I want you to try to find some sand that has been outside, stick it in a bucket, and stick your feet in it for 30 minutes. All right? This is literally like the charger for your body. Okay? So you know when your phone battery's running low and you're just like, yo, I need to top up my battery. You stick the charger in, right? Stick it in there for 30 minutes and bang, you got new energy. That's what you're doing with the sand. The sand holds an incredible amount of the sun's energy. And when you are lower frequency, you are able to grab that energy from the sun through the soles of your feet. Now, once you stick your feet in that sand though, do not take them out. If you take your feet out, you will need to start all over again. Okay? So time yourself. Make sure you've peed. Make sure that you're comfortable and that you don't need to take your feet out of the sand. Doing this will restore about 50% of your daily energy every day. Right? So not only are you focusing your mind, but you're also gaining 50% of your energy back. Okay? So a really good hint in the game of life. What I also want you to do as well is I then want you to try 30 minutes of heart finding or development of yourself. Okay? This is the fun part, right? Because when you sit with yourself in silence, a whole lot of stuff is revealed to you. You get to know about who you are, in terms of who you truly are, your vibrational frequency. You can then delve into your past lives if you want to. You then delve into your abilities as to what you have. Are you clairvoyant? Are you cognizant? Are you Hurriant? Are you empathic? Are you sentient? You know, and much, much more. And when you discover these, then I want you to do 30 minutes of literally putting it into practice. So if you discovered that you're clairvoyant, I want you to do 30 minutes of visualization practice. All this will do is strengthen it. If you find that you are cognizant, I want you to literally ask yourself questions, discover things about yourself, or discover things about the world. One thing I used to do for my cognizance training and practice was I would ask myself random things, or anything that came through, I would double check it on the internet, right? So for example, it's just like, one of the things is just like, oh, don't quote me on the date specifically, but it's just like, yeah, when Jordan made that jump shot in the game between the Bulls and the Phoenix Hawks in 1992, I was just like, what the shit? I don't even know that. But I looked at the stats and it's like, yeah, I was pretty much right, except for I was off by, like, I think a couple months in the year or something like that. I was like, oh shit. So ask yourself questions, you know, actively try it. So those are the 4 things that I want you to try doing over the next 4 weeks, right? Again, cutting out the distraction, 30 minutes of meditation, 30 minutes of abilities practice, and 30 minutes of grounding every day. It's not a massive amount of stuff, but it can make a huge difference. So give that a go. Okay, so let's have a look here. I'm going to see, let's have, some of the comments have been totally cut off, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 1 or 2 more before, because again, I've got to prepare to do the next live where I'm going to be doing a mass healing. And I'll tell you a little bit more about how we are going to do that. Cassie, hello, beloved. How are you feeling? Oh, my sweetheart. I tell you, I am tired. I was doing some very intensive inner work therapy with Kulipup this morning, and it's just like, wow, you know, when you're going back into a lot of things, a lot of emotions are coming out, but we still made a lot of great progress. But thank you ever so much. I'm feeling wonderful on the inside, but although I know I look really tired today. But thank you, sweetie. So let's have a look here. Sorry. So we're doing this. So we've got a lot more people who are interested in past lives. That's cool. Okay. I hope I got, sorry, I see that a lot of people here, I'm really far down. So let me just try to get up to date here. Okay. Mickey Durakis, can you heal me? I always have bad luck. Yes, I can heal you for sure. I am, of course, going to be doing a healing session in the next 40 minutes or so where we're going to do a mass healing. So yes, if you have a physical ailment or a mental ailment, I can definitely get that on track. Now, I will say this, if it is a mental issue, I can help, of course, get the connections in your brain on a physical level. Like if you've got connections in your brain that associate a certain energy with a negative energy, I can snip those connections inside your brain, and it feels like little pinches sometimes, or like little sparks that are just going in your head. But anyway, I can do that. However, you do need to do a lot of inner work to literally stop clearing it out and stop redeveloping those connections. Now you say, can you heal me? I always have bad luck. Well, Mickey, sweetheart, if this is your first time watching me, then you may be offended by my next statement. You may not be offended by my next statement. Totally up to you and who you are as a person. But I speak bluntly and I speak with truth. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you, and I will never lie to anybody because it physically makes my heart hurt. I mean it. Like I physically get like a griping, like if I were to tell a lie, I literally get, it feels like somebody is now squishing my heart. So I cannot lie. If you are finding that you are having consistent bad luck, Mickey, it is because it is the law of attraction. This is one of the natural laws of this universe that cannot be held down by mankind and that cannot be controlled or governed by mankind. It is what it is. Just like what goes up must come down. The law of attraction, if you are finding that bad things happen to you, it is because your outside environment is reflecting your inside environment. All right? That is how the law of attraction works. Whatever is inside your heart is what you will create in your outside world. So if you find that you are an individual who is constantly in a state of, I don't have, I want, I need, things always like, I never have what I want, or I never have what I need, then what you will find is what you are telling the universe is basically, give me nothing that I want, and give me nothing that I need because I'm constantly in a state of want. I'll tell you, my husband Kulipup went through the same thing. He would say for years and years and years, I have bad luck. Everything I want never seems to happen, or if I do like something, it all of a sudden is no longer available. As soon as I like it, it'll be there for years, but as soon as I like it, it's not available anymore. And we changed that around real quick. But it is because he was in a consistent frequency or in a consistent thought process of, this always happens to me. So of course the universe is like, okay, it always happens to you then. And so it consistently always happened to him, right? So if we do want this to change, my sweetheart, I'm going to recommend doing some changing your inner environment, all right? You do this with inner work. You do this with understanding, acceptance, and forgiveness, and taking responsibility, and then changing your world, all right? Through all of those wonderful things. But it is hard work. It is hard work. But yeah, anyway, I can help with the connections in the head and in your body to help the transition through. Okay, so let's have a look down. Mario, you say, I would love, and this is going to be my last one. I'm just going to do Mario Karta. So Mario, if you're still here, I hope you are, and I'm going to do you for today, and my cat is literally right in where my keyboard needs to be. So let's have a look here. Let's connect to Mario and let's see what your guide looks like. Okay. Mario is a source fractal spirit. Where is his guide? Sorry, Mario, my dear, I'm just finding your guide. Okay, fair enough. All right. So let's have a look here. That's true. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Mario. I'm just enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. Your guide is very quirky. I like her. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm not only am I getting the description for Mario here, I'm also just getting the message from your guide. Yep. Okay, got it. Very well said. Now, what do you like to wear? Okay, Mario, this is where we are with yourself, my sweetheart. Oh. So, Mario, this is your guide. This is firstly the description of your guide, and then your the message from your guide to you. To Mario. I am 5'5". I have dark brown curly hair that is down to my waist. My wings are large and pure white. I don't like to be tested, and I don't like knowing that you're watching me in the shower. I have amazing abilities and very gifted in Horiance and Cognizance. I feel the need to make a mockery out of you every now and then, but it's all in good fun because I like to play tricks, but out of love and a laugh. I keep my wings furrowed and make an effort to spread them every now and then. I like to wear robes of white and gold with a fitting form. I am muscular but slender at the same time. Not skinny though. That was that part was evident. Muscular but slender at the same time, but not skinny. Now, Mario, this is the message from your guide to you at this moment. Your heart's desire is to be free and safe and secure. You don't need to put up arms, Mario. You need to put up love and light. Defense is only necessary when you are under attack, but you cannot be under attack if you are the opposition. Stop fighting yourself and live happily and in freedom. So what do we mean by that, Mario? What does your guide mean by that? Basically, it means that you are in defense, in life, you're fighting for, clearly, your desire to be free, safe, and secure. But you are feeling, there's a feeling of servitude, there's a feeling of you have to do these things in order to be safe, and you have to do these things in order to be secure. But your guide is saying that you're not under attack by anybody. The only person that is attacking you is yourself. And your own ideals, your own beliefs. So stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting yourself and just live happily. Live in freedom. Live in love and live in light. And again, defense is only necessary when you're under attack from an outside source. But if it's just you punching yourself in the face there, stop punching yourself in the face and live happily, sweetheart. That's what your guide is basically telling you for today. Okay. Right. So that is what we have for you at the moment. I am going to be back literally in the next half an hour, and we are going to do a mass healing. And I'm just going to let you know a little bit more about how that healing is going to happen and how it's going to work. Normally what I would do on these healings is I would either have one individual who I'm doing a healing for and we're doing a live kind of interactive session, or I will be like, okay, let me get a diagnosis and heal a few people. But nah, this time I'm like, no, there's a lot of individuals that need to be healed. So if you connect with me on this healing, we're gonna organize it in a little bit of a different way. So the healer is in, and we're gonna make sure this happens, and we're gonna make sure that everybody gets a good amount of healing, so we can be organized and so we can all start to move on, move forward, move up, and progress. So tonight I give you my energy for this, and make good use of it. Oh, and by the way, if you do want to come in on this healing, best believe there is going to be some aftercare that you need to do. So I will be advising you that you will need to have some rest or some downtime. Okay? So if you know that tomorrow is a big day at work, if you know that you need a lot of energy tomorrow or over the next couple of days, maybe catch me on my another healing session, because as times when I do heal you, a lot of my energy is pumped into you, and if your body can't take that massive energy increase, it tends to, you get tired very, very quickly. And the thing is, you don't stop feeling tired until you physically go rest. So again, if you've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow or over the next couple of days, then leave this healing session for tonight. But if you're like, no, I'm cool, and I can rest, and I can take the appropriate aftercare after that, then yeah. Please do so. Mario, you are very, very welcome, my dear. Your guide is very, very, very... She's freaking awesome. I'm going to tell you that way. So awesome. She's really awesome. Angie, is there any way you could heal my exhaustion? I wish I could, my sweetheart. The only way you're going to heal your exhaustion is to literally rest. Because if I just pump more energy into you, that's going to make you even more exhausted. Especially if your body can't take it. If you've not been up on that yoga, really stretching yourself out, you are already incredibly exhausted from work, from just generally overexerting your energy. So if I give you more energy like that, it's just going to make you more tired. But still, though, if your body needs healing, though, my energy will, of course, go towards, like, you know, if you've got a ligament or even if it's ethereal or physical, will definitely get you healed at that point. Yeah, not the answer you wanted. I definitely know that, but it is the truth of the reality, if anything. So, Emma, I need in need of inner child healing. That is going to be. You know what? We are going to make this work. We are going to make this work. So if we don't, I've got a plan on how we're going to organize this healing so that we can get the appropriate healing to everybody in the right way. So please come on board at that point, and we're going to make sure this works. All right, we are going to make sure this works. Alrighty, so that is it from me from right now. I will see you guys in the next 25 minutes or so. Thank you ever so much. See you soon.